Hello, you guys. Welcome to the first episode of Sophie Speaks. Um, I'm sorry if it's a little bit spotty right now. This is my first episode, so hopefully it'll get better as it goes. I'm so excited for this. I really hope you guys are as excited as I am because I have a lot of fun things to talk about. And, you know, expect me to get funnier as I keep making more episodes because, I kind of have to get comfortable, find my flow. But today is kind of just a test run and we're going to see how it goes. So, the first thing I want to talk about today, I'm sure you guys have all been thinking about it, the TikTok ban, obviously. So, so crazy. There's a lot of things going on with it right now. The latest I heard was that the ban was extended 270 days. That's great. So I have to be honest, I never really thought it was gonna get banned because I don't know, they always say it's gonna get banned and it never does. But I think that the fact that it was about to get banned made a lot of us think about the role that TikTok plays in our lives. This might not apply to guys, it might just be a girl thing. But, I know I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be so great to not be doom scrolling all the time and, all that. And that is true. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna set up my timer here so I don't end up talking for forever. And then, hold on, I'll get back to what I'm saying in just a second. You guys can, okay? I have my stopwatch going now so I don't talk for forever and talk your guys' ears off. So, with the TikTok ban, it got all of us thinking. So my main thought was I'm not gonna really miss the doom scrolling and all the time that I waste on TikTok. But, I started to think about it a little bit more, and if you're on my private story, you've already heard me say this. I doubt any of you aren't on my private story because that's how I got everyone to follow my podcast. Anyways, I digress. So I think that I don't know, ever since I started on TikTok, ever since TikTok first became a thing, I would always think about prom TikToks, my prom transition, or my graduation TikToks, or boyfriend TikToks if I ever got one. All of these fun things, all of these big moments in my life that I was looking forward to documenting online. And it was scary when we thought that it wasn't really going to happen. And in reality, let's be honest, we all would have been completely fine. Nothing bad would have happened. Everything would have been fine. It probably would have even been better that way. I have to say it. But I love TikTok. Oh my god, it's just so funny. Everything on TikTok is so funny. Instagram Reels is really funny too, but kind of in I shouldn't be laughing at this kind of way. But anyways, sorry, I'm getting distracted. So I think that it's important that we realized how we really felt about TikTok, and it made a lot of us think about, a lot of us like to say oh, I'm not attached to TikTok at all. If it got banned, I'd be fine, it'd be fine. It wouldn't even make a difference for me. But I think we really have to think about those little things, all of your saved videos. If you see something and it's oh, bucket list idea, or oh, here's what your next trip should be, and you're saving it for when you're older, when you can plan this stuff on your own. And if TikTok gets banned, all of that goes away, and it's basically the last 5 years of your life that have been accounted for are pretty much erased. Erased from social media altogether. Because I know that this doesn't really apply to guys, but I mean, girl-wise, come on, girls, all of my drafts, those are some of the funnest moments with my friends, with my family, my saved sounds, my saved videos, it's very different from, the way a lot of people think that TikTok is. And also, I wanted to bring up the fact that, like, I don't know if any of you guys have been following this, but like the court cases, if you're watching them, the main reason they're trying to get TikTok banned is because it's China and they're stealing like our, data or whatever. And if you're watching the interviews and the court cases, it's like everyone from our country being like, "Sir," like talking to the CEO of TikTok, like, "Are you associated with the Chinese Communist Party?" And he's like, "No, sir, like, I'm from Singapore." And he's like, "Are you selling our information to the Chinese, communist government?" And he's like, "No, sir, I've never been to China. I'm Singaporean." And it's like, and TikTok is a privately owned business. So it almost gets to a point where it's really about, like, is it really logic, or at this point has it developed into literal racism? Like, come on, guys. He's Singaporean. He's not from China. He's not selling our information. Like, oh my God, people really need to educate themselves. It actually gets to a point, it's like insane. One of my favorite things going around on TikTok right now, this brings me to the next thing I wanted to talk about, is, okay, the salted granola aesthetic. Salted granola trend, aesthetic, whatever. I love it. I think it's my favorite, like, TikTok aesthetic that I've seen so far. I don't know if you guys have seen it or what you guys have seen. Like, a lot of people have seen, like, the fisherman aesthetic. So salted granola, basically, if you haven't seen it yet, it's like, everyone knows what a granola girl is, like hiker, Patagonia, like that kind of stuff. And like salted granola, I guess, is like that, but like by the ocean. So like surfboards, old cars, like off-road vehicles, like cute little, like all these cute little oceany things, but not in like a aloha girl way where like you wear the Shein shirts with the, like Hawaiian flowers on them, because trust me, we've all been there. It's in like more of a really cute, wholesome, like, this is how I grew up, like, this is how my life is type way. It's a lot more natural, and I really like it. So if you haven't looked it up yet, I really, really encourage you to look up salted granola aesthetic on TikTok. That's what I aspire to be, and after you guys see it, I think that you will aspire to be that as well, because it's so cute. It's my favorite TikTok aesthetic trend, whatever going on right now. Okay, I read this in the news the other day, and I definitely wanted to talk about it. So, Kohl's, everyone's been to Kohl's. Kohl's is closing locations. I don't know if the one by us is closing. I really hope it's not. But, like, I don't know, I guess they're closing a bunch of their locations. And, like, okay, Kohl's in itself, closing its locations isn't the biggest deal. But I think it really, like, brings attention to the whole, like, you guys all remember when Toys R Us closed, and like, all of these stores where you have to go buy something. And I was with Addie today, and I needed this long extension cable for this thing, and I was like, I really want to make my first episode today, but I don't have an extension cable to hook up to my phone. And I was looking on Amazon, and they're all like, delivered by tomorrow, and I'm like, I need it like now. So obviously I made Addie pick me up, and we went to Best Buy and we found one, and then we went to Walgreens and found the little adapter cable, whatever. And like, thank God for these stores, because sometimes if you need something right now, you can't order it online. And that's the way I feel about like Toys R Us and stores like Kohl's, Best Buy. I mean, I'm sure Best Buy doesn't have anywhere near as much business as it used to. But I really hope they never close, because, like, I think that people are like, oh yeah, online shopping is great but it's great until you need something right now. I mean, if you need to get in a car and go somewhere to get something, then that's what you have to do. And, and it makes me so sad to think about, like, because I remember my grandma picking me up, or like going shopping with my mom at like Kohl's for the ugliest dresses in the whole entire world. They were always so itchy. They were the worst. And like, that is just such a important experience in my life. And I feel like, I don't know, like, kids these days aren't gonna have that, because, you know, all their shopping their parents are going to do online. And like, that's great. Whatever's convenient for you, whatever works for you. I'm not going to judge. But like, sometimes it's important to get out of the house and go shopping, try things on, you know, have that experience, have that relationship. You know, it builds a relationship with your grandmother or your grandfather or your parents or your aunts and uncles or your friends. Like, it's not just about the shopping, it's about the experience and the day, and like, I don't know, it's what you make of it, and it's also the urgency of it. If you need something now, you can't just order it online. Like, I think that stores like that are really important, and I think that, you know, I urge you guys, and I know there's nothing that my 31 subscribers are going to do about this, but like, if you really need something, like, and they have it at a store that's near us, go and drive and get it. Like, we need to keep these stores in business because they create so many core memories, and like, they have such an important existence, and there's so many of them are going out of business. Like, they can't afford to keep their locations open, and that's just really depressing for me. Okay, I saw last weekend with my mom. I went to see, I have mono right now, by the way. I'm sure all of you know that because it's literally my entire personality right now. But I was so jacked up on Advil. I was finally feeling well enough to go see Dear Evan Hansen with my mom. If you don't know what that is, it's a musical. It's amazing. They have a movie of it. It's really good. You should watch the movie if you haven't. And the soundtrack is just amazing. It's my favorite musical. Hamilton is a close second for those that know me. But Dear Evan Hansen is my favorite musical. And we went to go see it, and it was amazing. Like, the guy that played Evan looked so much like him, like, sounded amazing. It was a great show. And I was really happy with it. But me and my mom are sitting there, and it's like, obviously, if you've ever been to a theater before, there's a lot of sitting time that you're not watching the show. You know, the gates open, you get food, you get concessions, and you go sit down, and you're waiting there for almost an hour. Sorry, excuse me. And then all of a sudden my mom's like, we just start talking, and she's like, how crazy is it that like we as people like pay money to watch other people get up on a stage and like sing and dance? And we started talking about it, and you know, it's even crazier that like we pay money to not even see a live experience, to watch a movie. We pay money to sit in our homes and see a film of people acting and singing and dancing. Like, I know that it makes sense, like, obviously in reality it makes sense because like we do anything for entertainment, but like, that's such a crazy concept to like pay money to watch a recording of people talking. And it's like, I know that this has existed for forever. Like, people pay money to read books, like they pay money for all of this stuff. And you know, I'm not saying that we should stop doing that. I think it's great. I love movies. I'm actually going to do an episode about my favorite movies because I know some of us need recommendations, and I have very strong opinions about movies. So I'll probably do that episode sometime this week, maybe next weekend or this coming weekend. Anyway, I digress. But it's just so crazy, like, to think about the fact that we as people pay money to watch other people. You know, whether it's live, whether it's in a theater, or whether it's in a movie or a TV show, like, and you know, some of it's free, obviously, but like, we pay for streaming services, we pay to rent movies, we pay to go to the movies, we pay for theater tickets, like, all of these things just to watch, like, humans get up on a stage and dance and sing and talk for us. It's so weird, such a weird concept, but, you know. Okay, this next topic, I don't want it to offend anyone, because I know that there might be one private school boy that is watching this video right now, unless he unfollowed me, which I think he did. Anyway, private school boys. So this is a big thing with girls in Simsbury and Avon and all the surrounding towns, obviously, because we have Avon Old Farms and Westminster and, you know, all of these private boarding schools, because we're in a rich area. I enjoy personally getting to know these people, talking to them, meeting them, whatever. They're great, like, they're fun to hang out with, but, you know, it's crazy because when you think about it, it's like a private school boy, if he boards at the school, and if he doesn't live anywhere near here, and you know, it makes a guy 100 times more attractive when he goes to private school and plays a sport, whatever. It's like deadly combo. AOF plays a sport. Anyway, so they come here and they're boarding here, and it's basically like, and I don't say this lightly, it's basically like a vacation for them, not in the way that they get to be leisurely all the time. I understand they have to go to school and do sports and whatever, but in girl-wise, it's basically like a library. They come in, they go out with different girls every weekend. They can check out whichever girl they want. They take her back and they never talk to her again. And then they get to go home. Like, you get to leave school when you're done boarding and go home and never come into this town or state or area ever again. And that's like, I don't know. It's a crazy foreign concept to me. I feel like if I was a private school boy, I'd be such a whore. I would dick around with so many girls and I'd be such an asshole. Because, like, I don't know, and that's what they do. No offense to anyone, I hope. But, like, and it's just a crazy concept to me. And, like, we let them, and I'm not trying to slut shame anyone here because, like, I don't know, I've fallen victim to it too. Like, there's a charisma, like, I get it. But, like, we really have to put a stop to this because it's like they literally come in, we mean absolutely nothing to them. Like, absolutely nothing at all. Like, at all. Like, they do not even turn a blind eye to us. And I guess I say this, like, not all men. Like, I guess it's not all of them. Because I do know a couple that have settled down, actually have boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever. That's great. Well, I don't think any of them have boyfriends. Oh my god. So, and, so not all men, I get it. But, like, I don't know. We have to stop because it's so easy for them. They come into this town, they're like, all the girls want me. And we do. We all want them. They come in, they stick it in whoever the hell they want it in, and then they leave. And they're like, no, come back, you're the love of my life, like, please. And he's like, I don't care. Like, he probably has a girlfriend back home. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He probably has a girlfriend, or he's probably in love with a girl from his hometown. That is what is going on, by the way. Every single private school guy you meet, there's probably, if he's gonna date or marry or be in love with someone, it's not gonna be from the town that his school is in. Like, I can almost guarantee, because it's like they come on a vacation and they literally get to dig around with whoever the hell they want here and then leave. It's like, oh my god, I'm sounding like a broken record. I need to move on to the next topic. Anyway, Pangea. Okay, let's talk about this, because I personally am so fascinated with the idea of Pangea. Like, what the fuck do you mean, like, all the continents used to touch each other? Like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Like, we used to touch Europe. Geographically. We used to geographically touch Europe. And don't come after me in the comments being like, oh my god, like, that was literally billions and billions of years ago. Like, shut up. I know. But, like, I don't know. It's so crazy to me to think about how different the world was before we got here. And, the fact that it all just used to be one big landmass. You could walk from California. I know it wasn't called California back then. I'm yelling at myself, so you guys don't yell at me. You could walk from California to, like, fucking Vietnam. And, like, it wouldn't be great. It would take you a really long time. But you could do it in Pangea. Obviously not now. Until we build under the ocean tunnels and trains and Amtraks, which I know is coming. You could walk from California to fucking Nam if you wanted to in Pangea, which is like, it's crazy to me. And like, how do you find that out? Well, actually, I know how they found that out, because if you look on, like, they have special maps, and they have different fossils that are found, like, in different areas of the world, and like they match up in like the little, like, every single continent fits into like a little nook and cranny of another continent. It's so weird. Like, and I know you guys all know this, like, I know we all went to school, bro, but like, if like South America fits perfectly into Africa, it's like they're like this little jigsaw puzzle piece. It's so weird. Okay, speaking of weird, pigeons, let's talk about it, because okay, this actually makes me sad. This actually makes me sad to talk about. Because pigeons, like, okay. Pigeons are so fucking ugly. I hate them so much. But it makes me sad to say that because you guys might be on this weird, sad side of TikTok like I am, and you might already know this. But for those that don't know, pigeons are notoriously really, really bad at building nests. Like, you see a picture of like a pigeon trying to build a nest, and it's literally just a pile of sticks. They're not intertwined. They literally fall out, and like, oh my god, like it's so bad. They're so bad at building nests. It's awful. And like, you know, that's sad to me because if you don't know the history of pigeons, pigeons used to be, like, I don't mean all pigeons, city pigeons, pigeons that you see in cities, used to be domesticated by humans. Like, we used to have them as pets. They weren't, like, you know, out in the wild at all. So we used to have them as pets, and they never learned how to do anything for themselves. And then one day, I think it was in like the late 1700s, we were like, yeah, fuck this, fuck these ugly ass little bitches. And we pushed them out. We were just like, nah, hell nah. And like kicked all our pigeons out of our homes. So now the pigeons are living in cities. And if you don't know why pigeons are living in cities, it's because they can't live without humans. They don't have any natural developed form of, you know, they have no place in the food chain. They're not eaten by anything because they're so disease ridden. And they don't eat anything because they never learned how to eat anything that wasn't cooked or made or prepared for them. That's why, sorry about that. I got a call from Addie. I love you, Addie. It's okay, you didn't know. So I'm just gonna edit that together. I forgot where I was now. Oh, I was talking about pigeons. And you know, they only eat food that humans provide for them because they don't know how to fend for themselves. And you know, I'm like, that's crazy because if somebody like, okay, what if somebody someday just decided that like we don't like dogs anymore and we just kicked all the dogs out of our house? And it's like, they can't just go back to living in the wild. I mean, maybe some of them can, like the really like big feisty ones, like Great Dane or like a Doberman or like a pit bull. Like my dog could probably live in the wild and be fine. But like people with little dogs, like I'm sorry if you have a pug, I don't know. I don't mind pugs, I think they're cute, especially when they're a pet. But if I saw a little fucking pug running like around the street, like a pigeon, and like if we saw them how we saw pigeons, I would genuinely kick it in the face with zero remorse. Like I would fucking, or like a fucking little chihuahua, like, okay, sorry, I'm swearing a lot. I like chihuahuas. I think they're cute, but like, I don't know. If I saw it running around in the street, like, shit's not cute anymore. And I treat it like shit, and we treat pigeons like shit. So, I mean, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad because pigeons are really ugly. So I don't care that much, but like, I don't know. I just thought it was weird to like find out that we domesticated pigeons and then made them the way that they are, and now we just like neglect them. I think that kind of sucks. Okay, so I forgot to start my timer again. Oopsie. Well, I've been talking for a while. So, I'm gonna wrap things up soon. I have one more thing to talk about. I don't know if you guys have been seeing on TikTok, it's like the Colors of the Wind song from Pocahontas. I'm sure you guys have heard that song before, and if you haven't, I urge you to go listen to it. There's a video that I reposted also on TikTok in my reposts if you want to go look at it. It's really cute, very, very creative and moving. So basically the song is just like, Pocahontas sings it to the little English boy. The little English boy. About like when he's like trying to, I don't know, they're trying to take land from them, obviously. And I guess Pocahontas is like, I don't know, like a controversial film because like they actually killed her and like gang raped her. I don't know the history. Don't quote me on that because I could be really wrong, but that's what someone said in the comment section of a video, and you know, I'm easily influenced. So anyway, I'm getting distracted. So the song is basically about like how you have to listen to like everything has a soul, like the plants, the ground, the animals, the creatures, like everything on the earth has a purpose, and you have to learn to live and be in tune with that instead of trying to dominate it and to own it and to have it be all for you. So I think that that's really important, and I think that even though we did obviously end up killing all the Native Americans, slaughtering them and taking their land, and obviously we can't reverse that now, irreversible, it sucks, but we're not to blame. I mean, we didn't do anything, but if I could talk to my great-great-great-grandpa, I'd have a bone to pick with him. But like, it still rings true to this day. Obviously, none of us are Native Americans. You can't be anymore, especially not after being on TikTok, because it makes you want to never go outside ever again. But, you know, that's a really good mindset to have. And the song is so beautiful. You should definitely listen to the song, Colors of the Wind, if somebody missed when I said it before. Like, it has a really beautiful message, and I think that rings true to this day. I don't know, like, the idea of, like, not everything that you love should, just because you love something, or you think it's beautiful, or you think it's nice, doesn't mean that you have to own it. Like, it doesn't mean that you have to put a tag on it and claim it and it's yours. You can live in harmony with something and let it exist as you exist and live beside it. Because if you really love something, you'll let it live, and you'll let it live on its own, you'll let it thrive the way it's been thriving. You know, and this goes for animals, this goes for people, I mean, it goes for everything. Like, if you see a beautiful tree in the middle of the forest, you don't have to chop it down and bring it to your backyard. But you can go visit it and spend time there, and, you know, I mean, it's something that I think we kind of lost, and something that we don't really appreciate anymore, is like the beauty of living in harmony with things. And I think that it's inherited. I mean, obviously we came here and we tore everything down. We took everything that we wanted and we took it all from the people that really knew how to live in this country. And I think that, I don't know, like, it's really, you are really advanced as a person if you have the kind of self-control that allows you to live at a safe distance from the things that you love and appreciate. You know, just because I love, I don't know, just because I found this bunny in the backyard and it's super cute and I love it, doesn't mean that I have to take it inside and make it, you know, cuddle with me and like own it, take it from its family, and like, you know. And when I was a kid, I did that a lot. Not with bunnies, but with frogs. I would take frogs and I'd put them in my pocket, and I'd wait until my mom wasn't looking, and I'd put them in the bathtub, and I just let them live in the bathtub until my mom found them. Anyway, so it's important to know how to love from a distance and to love and appreciate something without having to be absorbed by it. So yeah, so I think that's where I'm gonna end for today. I'm gonna record another one this weekend. I'm probably gonna do a movie one. So I'm not sure where this podcast is going. You know, it's gonna be a lot of this kind of stuff, a lot of like, you know, little snippets of ideas that I have kind of thrown together that I've had throughout the week or throughout a couple of days that I want to talk to you guys about. And listen at your own leisure. Like, don't feel like you have to listen to all of these, you know. Put this on in the background while you're doing something, while you're doing homework, while you're showering, while you're getting ready, anything. Don't feel like it has to have your full attention. And yeah, I mean, there's going to be a couple different things that I do. I'm going to have some guests on here. I already have some inquiries about that. So yeah, I mean, I'm super excited about it. I do have a shout out today, actually. My shout out today goes to Brianna Johns. She was my first subscriber, not by choice. I took her phone and I subscribed to myself, but she was my first supporter. She commented. She's awesome. She's great. We all know and love her. She is the best. So that's my shout out for today. I love you all so much. Expect more content. Let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know what you want me to change. Because, you know, I want to improve for you guys. I want you guys to be, you know, invested in these videos, and I want you guys to like them. So yeah, let me know. Let me know if there's anything you guys want me to talk about on here, or anyone specific that you want me to bring in. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And I'll see you probably at some point this weekend. Bye guys.